I consider myself a philosopher. The entire universe is my classroom, and these are my philosophical opinions. The Chronicle of the 21st century. Exactly what does that mean? What does that mean to you? What does the 21st century mean to you? What is a century? 100 years. Try to really internalize that. 100 years. I just so happen to have been born at a time where I experienced a shift from one century, one 100-year period, into another. The year 2000 started the 21st century. And it's now going to be 2020, 20 years into the 21st century. How has it been for you? But yeah, I was lucky to be born in the 20th century and still make a transition and currently existing and living in the 21st century. And I remember the year 1999, everybody was up in arms, thought the world was going to end at the year 2000, but it didn't. It's 2020, we're still here now, 20 years into the 21st century. The Chronicle of the 21st century. 100 years. I'm not sure whether I'll be around. 100 years is a long time for a human lifespan. To see the next, the 22nd century. Who knows? With technology, that's what I'm pushing. That's what I'm hoping. That's why I do these scientific, autodidactic polymath, philosophical videos, because I'm hoping that it will affect some of you guys out there, and humanity will take it upon themselves to improve our plot here in the universe and on this planet. Extend age, extend life. Maybe I can get to the 22nd century. You guys help me. But the reason why I made this video is because, as a philosopher, which I said I consider myself a philosopher, the philosophers of the ancient times, I think of the philosophers of like the 1st century, 2nd century, the 3rd century. They were polymaths. Natural philosophy was a thing in the 1st century, 2nd century, where that philosopher was everything. He knew more in the 1st century. His education was wider. He was a historian. He was a philosopher, a mathematician, a scientist, a doctor, an astrologer, an astronomer. They did multiple things. I think man in the 1st century was wise enough to know that it's all together. It is all together. And that is what I link myself back to. And the reason why I call myself the autodidactic polymath is because I'm following the traditions of those historian philosophers throughout the ages. The 1st century, the 2nd century, the 3rd century, when the scope of knowledge was wider. They were chroniclers of their eras. They're doing exactly what I'm doing now. They're paying attention to what's going on, and they chronicle their century and then passed it down to the next philosophers in the next century. That's what I'm doing. This is my platform. My mind is thinking like their mind. Every age a man will take upon this mantle to become the historian of his age. If you didn't think to do it, you should. I thought to do it for mine. 21st century. The Chronicle of the 21st century. Hopefully this will reach the 22nd.